James McGee from James McGee Show. So this morning I had one of my followers fronted me out a little bit, rightfully so. I have a strong stance on cops and on shootings, and but I always say that if a cop is wrong, I'm going to say it. I'm just not going to take up for everything that police officers do. And if there's a bad shooting, I'll say it. So I was contacted by a follower wanting to know when I was going to say something on the shooting in Illinois that happened in Springfield, Illinois, where a police officer shot a woman in the face that was threatening to throw boiling water on him. So I looked at it, and I'm going to tell you, just like when I say that a cop is right, I do all my research before I completely comment on it. Before I say too much on it, I do my research. From what it looks like right now the police officer is in jail, and from what it looks like right now, that's where he should be. I don't see where that shooting is justified, but I'm not going to rush to judgment. I don't rush to judgment when I say they're right, and I'm not going to rush to judgment when I say that they're wrong, but it very much looks this way. But what I did find when I started on my research is the typical race baiting by the typical race baiters, led by no other than our Vice President Kamala Harris, who I haven't said one thing bad about, but I'm going to say it bad now because she said the wrong thing. She used this, and I guarantee you she has very little information, but it doesn't matter to somebody like Kamala Harris. She doesn't need a lot of information. She couldn't wait to use this incident to start bashing police. So she said that this confirms what has been typical or people have lived with. What is it, Kamala? What did this have to do with race? Okay, the lady that was shot was black. She called the police. Apparently the lady was mentally ill. She called the police about a prowler, okay? She wasn't stopped. It wasn't some where people like Kamala could say it was racial profiling. She wasn't stopped by the police. She called the police. So what does race have to do with this? What does race have to do with this, Kamala? Absolutely nothing. There's no indication that if the lady was white or if it was a man or anybody else, the same thing would have happened. This was not a race issue. So why are you making this a race issue? You talk about division in our country, bringing people together. You're bringing nobody together. You're bringing nobody. All you want is division. That's what you're here for, is division. And it's sickening. And you, Kamala Harris, are a disgusting, sickening person for doing the things using your position to do the things that you're doing. So I'm going to do more research. But one thing that stands out is that this police officer has been hired by 6 agencies in 4 years. That's a major red flag. That's a major red flag. So it looks like to me, and I'm just speculating right now, and I'm going to do my research. We're going to cover this Tuesday on Two Finger Tuesday with Joe and Tom. I don't think he should have been a police officer. That all indication looks like he should have been a police officer. But, and I will cover this more Tuesday too, what the question that has to be asked is because of irresponsible, powerful people like Kamala Harris, we can't get people to be police officers. So what happens? Is it a result? I'm going to have an opinion on that Tuesday. But you have to ask yourself, is this a result of that? That since you can't get good, brave men and women to do this job, that you have to now hire people like this person? That's a legitimate question. That's a legitimate concern. And I promise you, Tuesday we're going to break it down. McGee is out.